about to wind down here. Living in two places for now. The next couple days, my move should be complete. Changing my address with the Texas state licensing people shortly. Remember to do that. Apparently you can do it online. Let's hope that works. You know what? Now, it could include medication, but the Lord miraculously, and I try to get Christians to think like this and faith healers, the Lord miraculously healed my ulcer. It's still there, but I was jumping around like it wasn't today. And I was checking to make sure it wasn't one of the foods I was eating that was causing it. And no, it didn't flare up with that either. So that's the key to healing it, is to get everything under control until it heals. And that was the only thing that was hindering it, I believe. Because I was given a steroid pack now I had the infection, which is part of it, but all those years I was handling it, and I was healing my stomach with all sorts of things like aloe and other things, turmeric, all that stuff. So I was given that steroid pack, and then on top of that I was taking aspirin. And that began the process. And then once the infection was found, I still didn't have pain prior to taking the Prev pack. So the Prev pack helped but harmed. It obviously was needed. Would have ulcered most likely at some point anyway. Maybe not. So again, it was just a combination of things that caused it, because my stomach was pretty strong over the years. I was at a loss as to what was happening, and so were the doctors. For so many years, and I could think, well, why did I stay over at that other place? It didn't work out. Now I'm over here. But you see how the Lord had routed me. Everything has to be routed so that I could be healed in a certain way. And it actually had to, at a certain point also, before whatever it was could be moved out of the way, so that I could be finally healed. Now, knock on wood, I'm not going to say it won't heal. I'm not going to say it is going to heal. It's going to be what it is, so I don't get myself discouraged. But theoretically, it was just a whole series of events. Forget what the colloquial saying for that is. The perfect mix, but I forget. It's another statement that they use. The perfect storm, I guess, to cause it. Somebody's in my room. I just heard the alarm on my camera go off in my new room. So again, I told you before that death to God is not the same thing that it is to us. And why would that be? Because God's ways are higher. I'm not telling you to embrace death. I'm not telling you that death is wonderful. I've condemned death personally with my witness to God, and quite frankly, the way death is caused on this planet, metaphysically and physically, and a lot of the physical causation of death is moved by the possession of others. We could all just fall asleep and move along, but that's not good enough for the deep state and the beast. They want people to suffer. So what's the truth about the beast? The beast has been here the entire time. But in the end times, the beast takes on a different, I wouldn't say persona. And again, remember that the beast is imitating God. So God has many names and many personalities. So the beast attempts to be God, as the deep state attempts to be God. There is no truth outside what the deep state says, under threat of psychological torture and arrest if possible. So this is the world we actually live in. You may not see it. It might not affect you as far as what you see. But 100% it's affecting you. We wouldn't have had all those wars. We wouldn't have had all that terrorism. We wouldn't have coronavirus. We would actually be somewhere in this world. Now, God sent a gentle reminder in the market and other places. Because what's happening is people with a lot of money are saying, well, coronavirus doesn't really matter because I'm going to hunker down in my estate. And, you know, anybody that comes on my estate has to be decontaminated or whatever they're going to do. Or what they would do if it got worse than it is. So again, God sends some gentle reminders. And again, very wealthy people, I mean, unless they're obsessed with their money, really haven't lost enough to really care. So again, those are those that are very difficult for them to, or those are the people that it is very difficult for them to enter into heaven. Because they're just not considering their ways, quite frankly. The Bible tells you to consider your ways. Now, if you're somebody like me who just has the worst luck in the world because the devil is there, and again, God has both blessed me and has blessed me and will bless me at that moment that God can. That frustrates the devil and that frustrates the beast. They're doing all sorts of things, hacking things around me, that cause a disruption in my ability to function online, etc. However, God is there and God will repair it as God can. And when God does, they're very angry. So the question was, and Satan was there, you should have moved over to that other place but don't forget, I never would have been over here at Hospitality Health to see Dr. Lonsdorfer, who said, hey, you have H. pylori because he did the test. All those years, somebody could have did the test. But they didn't. Or maybe they were told not to. Again, that is the story of the deep state. It's unfortunate my storage unit is far away, but if I can beat this ulcer, I'll be very much in shape and be able to even ride a regular bicycle if need be. I'll be picking another pickup truck up tomorrow because I have to pick up the bicycle for the guy that I promised a bicycle to, and I can't seem to find him. Hopefully he's still around. I don't think he moved out, but he's not available for conversation today or yesterday. But his bicycle can't be delivered here now because it's not going to be delivered tomorrow. So I had to reroute it to FedEx, and then I had to get a pickup truck so I can deliver it for him instead of my regular rental. But I'm not going to leave him out in the cold. I guess I could have gave my other bicycle, but it's a complicated bicycle. It has air shocks, and he's not familiar with that. He probably could be, but I'd have to get him an air pump, and I just don't want the air shock to fail while he's riding his bicycle to work. Now the other fella, he has an air shock on his. It's not pumped up. I'm hoping I can get to pump it up for him before I go, but we'll see. So I did some good works over here as I could, and then I got accused of something very outlandish that most likely was a setup. And it ended well, and it was just, we agreed that it was just nothing, but it's just the place is degrading, and that's obvious, and it's time to move on. That's it. And away I go. Well, praise God in all that you do. And you have to understand, I said many years ago that when I woke up, God said, your life is going to be like Highway to Heaven. You're going to be like Michael Landon. You're going to do all, and Michael Landon has been here recently in the spirit form. He is a real angel today. And he comes around and gives me encouragement every so often. However, God said, you will not most likely have the normal life. You will be moving in and out of lives and doing whatever it is I have you to do. So again, that's the next. I'm moving on to the next episode of Highway to Heaven. Well, praise God in all that you do. My health is coming back, assuredly. I haven't been this light of weight in a long time, and I really haven't exercised that hard. So I do really believe that this thing started many years ago, probably around 2010, possibly before. Again, I had the antibodies, so I was fighting it. It may have actually even started in the Marshal Service because I had stomach problems. And then it went away after 2 months. So my body may have beat it with the antibodies, but then when my body wore down, it came back. And of course, deep state, psychological warfare and psychological torture, prisoner of war camp and open community causes you to wear down. And they know that. They know they make people sick. They know they kill people with natural causes. They know they kill people with other people hating them. They know they kill people with psychological disruption to the mind, known as psychological murder, and that's what it is, unto suicide and everything else. I've explained it over and over again, and I'll explain it till I leave the planet, most likely, unless there's some extreme changes in the near future. And quite frankly, I could go tomorrow as I could have went yesterday. That's what you have to remember about death. Satan will make you afraid of death so the deep state can take advantage of you. Don't let Satan do that. Stick it out. If you die today, you could have died yesterday. You lived 1 day longer than you did yesterday. Well, praise God in all that you do. Praise God.